A couple weeks back, Sony released the A6700, the ECM M1, and the 70-200 f4G. And by some miracle, today they're back with another 3 new products. We have the A7C Mark II, the A7C R, and the 16-35 f2.8 G Master Mark II. I've had a very fun week with these products and I can't wait to tell you more about it. Let's start with the lens. Originally released in 2017, the 16-35 f2.8 G Master has been a long-awaited update. So what's new? Well, first of all, it's about 20% lighter and 8% shorter than the original lens. It also has a closer minimum focusing distance of 22 cm throughout the whole zoom range. Besides that, the focus motors have also been improved. You now have 4 XD linear motors over the previous dual DD SSM motors. In terms of operability, there is now 2 customizable buttons, an iris aperture ring, an iris aperture click switch, and an iris lock. Lastly, as with all G Master lenses, you can expect this lens to be dust and moisture resistant with a fluorine coating on the front lens that will repel water and any other contaminants. Great physical improvements, but it doesn't stop there. The Mark II also has improved image quality. Photos stay sharp from the center all the way out to the corners. Sony has also made great improvements to reduce flares, ghosting, and chromatic aberration. It was an absolute joy to take photos and shoot videos with this versatile lens. Oh, and I almost forgot. There's a new hood design. It's so compact that you barely even notice it's there. So if you've never used a 16-35mm lens before, let me briefly tell you why you need one. At 16mm, you get an ultra-wide angle view that allows for impressive shots of landscapes. On top of that, 16mm in my opinion is a sweet spot for vlogging. I'm holding the lens at a very comfortable position right now, so it's not fully extended, nor is it bent all the way in. This is a very comfortable position to hold for a long time, and most importantly, you get a very nice composed shot of the subject and the environment. The 35mm focal length, on the other hand, provides a very visually appealing look because it's akin to how our eyes see the world. Portraits look stunning at 35mm. And let's not forget, the constant aperture of f2.8 throughout the focal length ensures that you can get a nice bokeh for any of your shots. Plus, it makes the lens ideal for low-lit environments. If you're on the existing 16-35mm f2.8 G Master, the features of the Mark II make it for a very enticing upgrade. And if you don't currently have a 16-35mm in your arsenal, now's the perfect time to invest in this versatile lens that can conquer a wide focal length both outdoors and indoors. So that's a quick look at the new Sony 16-35mm f2.8 G Master Mark II. Now let's switch to the cameras, starting with the A7C Mark II. As its name suggests, this is an upgrade over the original A7C that was released in 2020. The Mark II features a 33MP full-frame CMOS X-R sensor with the Bionz XR image processing engine, an AI processing unit, 5-axis and 7-step image stabilization, 4K 60 recording, and support for creative look and S-Cinetone. It's absolutely insane that such a powerful hybrid full-frame camera exists in a body this compact. For everyday use, I find myself reaching out to this camera more often than my FX30. It's lighter on me, less intimidating to others, and best of all, I don't sacrifice much on image quality. Let's have a quick look around the camera. If you've seen the Sony a6700 or any of their recent cameras, you'll be very familiar with this layout on the camera. I really like how there's an S&Q, video, and photo toggle. There's also a multi-interface shoe, and at the back, you have one customizable button, a 2.36 million dot EVF. The screen is fully articulating, and you know, this is the grip. It's a decent size. The battery is at the bottom, which means all the other ports are on this side. So you have USB-C. You can use this as a webcam at 4K 30. You have audio in, a single SD card slot, micro HDMI, and headphone out. The menu system is also the updated one, which includes the swipe in and swipe out quick actions. Overall, a good design. Now for a deeper look into the movie making capabilities of the A7C Mark II. 4K videos look vibrant and sharp because it comes from an oversampled 7K sensor with support up to 10-bit 422 encoding and S-Log3 recording. The camera also features 4K 50 or 60 depending on your region, but do note that it's only available in Super 35 mode. Don't worry too much about this, as long as you frame your shot properly, the crop factor won't matter. In fact, I enjoyed the extra reach most of the time because at 4K 50, I'm usually doing more cinematic slow-mo shots. Another cool feature that comes with the latest Sony cameras is AI-based auto-framing. In this mode, the camera keeps you centered in frame as if there was a camera operator with you. It does come at the expense of a cropped image, but in certain situations, it can be quite fun. Now to the photo-taking capabilities of the A7C Mark II. The 33MP Exmor-R CMOS sensor can take stunning photos. Paired with the Bion's XR processor, photos are accurately exposed for the best and most natural-looking image. You can shoot in either RAW, JPEG, or both. For RAW files, there are 5 compression options to choose from depending on your requirements. Another nice feature is support for creative look. There are 10 to choose from, but I personally prefer the natural creative look. This setting produces a very natural looking image that is ready to go on social media. And before I forget, for the solo creators out there, here's another reason to love this compact full-frame camera: the AI-powered autofocus. No matter the condition, the camera seems to always be able to keep you in focus. Say goodbye to those immature out-of-focus videos. On top of that, the new autofocus system can also accurately recognize animals, birds, insects, cars, trains, and airplanes. Overall, the A7C Mark II is an excellent compact full-frame camera for hybrid shooters. Why choose between a photo focus camera or a video focus camera when you can have both? Now, the A7C-R on the other hand is for professional photographers. As you can tell from the R in its name, it packs a serious amount of resolution. How serious, you ask? 61 megapixels! That's on par with the Sony A7R Mark V. The A7C-R shares a ton of similarities with the A7C Mark II, so let's just focus on features exclusive to the A7C-R, starting with the 61MP CMOS Exmor-R sensor. You can expect extreme levels of details in your images. In terms of the file formats, it's exactly the same as the A7C Mark II with the exclusion of larger JPEG file types. And of course, Sony has also included the AI processing unit to improve on the autofocus and tracking accuracy, image stabilization, and just making sure that the image turns out great no matter the lighting condition. A quick note on the image stabilization: the A7R has a 5-axis 8-step image stabilization to detect and correct camera shake, resulting in sharp images even when shooting handheld. There's also up to 693 face detection points, covering approximately 70% of the image area in a high-density array. You can expect to accurately acquire focus even when the subject is only occupying a small part of the frame. Another thing that you probably didn't expect is the inclusion of a grip extension. I really enjoyed using the camera with it. You get much better ergonomics, especially when handling larger lenses for a longer period of time. And don't worry about the battery compartment, it's still accessible with the grip extension on. Now, despite being a photo focus camera, you'll be glad to know that the A7C-R can also take decent 4K videos because it comes from an oversampled 6.2K sensor. Some other video features worth noting are support for 4K 60, S-Cinetone, S-Log3, 10-bit 422 encoding, and active mode image stabilization. It seems like there's very little compromise for the video recording features. In terms of the physical appearance, it's basically a clone of the A7C Mark II. Everything from the button and port layout, EVF resolution, and new menu system is exactly the same. Having used these two cameras for almost a week, I can honestly say that I've been having a lot more fun with the A7C-R. As someone who shoots mainly videos, it's refreshing to get out with this camera and just take photos. Now, by no means am I saying that the A7C-R is not for videos at all. Heck, it can do 4K 60, but when you have a sensor capable of 61MP photos, you bet I'm gonna be spending more time taking photos than videos. The high-resolution photos are an absolute joy to work with, especially for cropping or reframing. Just look at how good these photos look despite me cropping in a ton. One final thing I'd like to mention about these two cameras is that despite the insane features and capabilities that Sony has equipped in such a compact body, it does come at a slight cost, mainly in the average grip size, single card slot, and micro HDMI port. With that being said, I'm glad these compact cameras did not face any overheating issues in my 4K 60 outdoor recording test. Alright, let's wrap things up. Sony is truly leading the camera race here with their insane product releases. Just in 2023 alone, they seem to be targeting every single niche in the market. The A7C Mark II is an excellent hybrid compact full-frame camera for the person that wants to do it all. The A7CR on the other hand is perfect for professional photographers and artists that want the full-frame high megapixel sensor in the smallest body possible. Let's not forget about the 16-35 f2.8 G Master Mark II, a long-awaited refresh, and it has not disappointed. I exclusively tested these two new cameras with this lens only and the performance is unrivaled. Sharp images, beautiful bokeh, fast autofocus and so much more. It also makes for a great vlogging lens. So there you have it. Two new cameras and a new lens. I gotta admit that I did not even come close to listing all the features of these products. There's just too much to test with too little time. Also, I do understand that the latest range of Sony products can be overwhelming or confusing to some of you. So if you're still unsure about your next camera body, lens or even microphone from Sony, drop me a comment below and I'll do my best to guide you in the right direction. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!